Good morning. Good morning. Good morning from Harsh. It's right now 9:42 Dubai Standard Time and 11:10 England Standard Time. I hope you all are having a great morning. You had a great start to the morning, and yes, today is Monday. The markets have opened yet again. All right, so before we get started, I'm giving you 5 minutes. I want more people to keep joining in. You can get your pen, paper, coffee, water, whatever is required to keep you engrossed, to keep you focused, right? On today's first live streaming session. So I'm giving you 5 minutes, all right? We'll see you back in five. All right. Very good morning once again. This is your friend Harsh over here. Right now it's 11:15 England Standard Time. It's 9:46 Dubai Standard Time. A very good morning once again. So I hope you all had a great weekend. I did. I had a blast on the weekend. I was, you know, busy with a lot of activities. Met a lot of friends and had a blast. I hope you all had a great weekend too. And with Monday getting started, the markets are on right Monday to Friday. So we'll get right into the markets. All right. Now before we get that, all right. Good morning, Lee. I still don't understand what those emoticons mean, but good morning. Good morning, Sophia. Sophia is waiting. Sophia is very eager to again make more money. Remember, Sophia is one of the ones who's been doing very well. She had made good profits last week on Black Box, on Naparol, and she definitely would have had a great weekend, right? When you have good profits, your weekend goes well, correct? All right, Lee, just waiting for today's strategy. Well, Lee, you might be in for the treat. You never know. We want to keep it a little mysterious, all right? Now, before we get started, let me introduce myself for all of those who are new to today's live webinar session. My name is Harsh. I have been associated with the financial markets for almost 8 years. I mainly focus on trading forex, commodities, and US based indices such as Dow Jones 30, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100. So we have even started delving or diving into the Indian share market, right? The Indian indices, the Indian stock market, and their individual stocks. So, here at Dolphin Markets, we are here to provide you with the best sort of information in terms of giving you the right tools to understand, to help you analyze the market. That's what our job is, right? That's what Harsh is here for. But at the same time, we also provide you with hot stocks, right? Hot stocks are these trading opportunities that are researched thoroughly by my own team of researchers, right? Now, these researchers, these analysts are at the top of the game. They have decades of experience. Now, they are the ones who are scouting the markets, who are going through the markets to understand what and where are those better viable opportunities for you people to trade on to and make money. At the same time, in our third live streaming session, we also provide you with learning about providing you educational information about financial trading from a technical perspective, right? So when you are getting an analysis, when you are getting hot stocks, trade ideas, and when you're getting financial technical trading education, I'm like, you are, one of the most luckiest people on planet Earth, I would consider, because there is so much potential in the financial markets, and we are here to provide you with our services, to provide you with that goodwill so that you understand that yes, maybe I was not able to understand, or maybe I was unaware of how the financial markets work, but now being with Dolphin Markets, you are in good hands and you will know it. All right. So again, before we get started, a quick comment in the box description, in the chat box. Make sure that if people are able to understand English, majority, please type 1. If people are not able to understand English, or if they feel that their English is not that strong, I can talk in Hindi. Remember, because I am from Mumbai, तो मुझे हिंदी भी आती है. If you want, अगर आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, तो आप दो लिख सकते हो कमेंट बॉक्स में, ठीक है? Chat box में आप लिख देना. So I have English and I have Hindi. For people who want me to continue in English, can type 1. And for people who want me to talk in Hindi, अगर आप चाहते हो कि मैं हिंदी में भी बात करूं ताकि आपको प्रॉपरली मैं समझा पाऊं, तो आप 2 टाइप कर सकते हो. ऑलराइट, आप टाइप कीजिए चैट बॉक्स में. All right, now let's get started into the markets. All right, so coming to the markets, the Nifty and the SENSEX, right? The Nifty is what? It is the top 50 blue chip companies which are listed on the National Stock Exchange, correct? And they kind of give you, it is used as a barometer. It's an index. An index is basically an indication of a country's economy. Here we are talking about Nifty, so the Nifty 50, the top 50 blue chip companies on the NSE, and then we talk about the Sensex. The Sensex are the top 30 companies listed on the Bombay Stock Exchange. All right. So coming to today's, which is 21st of October, a new week and a new beginning to the week, right? Let me just put a vertical line so people are with me, all right? I hope none of you are sleeping. I know Mondays are generally mundane. They're kind of a little bit on, oh my gosh, we're back to work, we're back to office. No. When you're with Harsh, remember what I say always. If Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear, correct? So I want to keep it as lively, as interactive as possible so that it's not just about sitting and listening. It's about literally diving down with me to understand, connect the dots to get as much of information as possible, to learn as much as possible, right? I can hold your hand till a certain level, but after that, it's up to you, correct? So Sophia says it's a miserable market. It's not a miserable market, Sophia. The markets are going to do what they have to do. Either they're going to be bullish, or they're going to be bearish, or they're going to be neutral, right? So it is only the sentiment that we come with that predates or that indicates, whether the market is miserable or the market is joyful, right? But please do understand, when today's market had opened, right? First of all, today, right, we are talking about 21st October. I hope everyone can see the line. All right, so today's market conditions, if you can see clearly, the market yesterday, I'm talking about Friday, the market had gapped down, all right? It had opened lower to close higher. Remember, for the last couple of sessions, almost for the last entire week, last week, I was always talking about how this area is of significance, right? So the price came over there, it had gapped down on Monday, but Monday, today, the 21st of October, you can clearly see that the price has gapped up. All right, so the price has opened higher. We will come to the articles to really understand what the market is doing and the sectors. And if you can read today's description of today's live streaming session, right, there is a huge factor of India's shipbuilding sector, right? Especially I'm talking about Mazgaon dock. Mazgaon dock is a very, very busy, flourishing dock on the outskirts of Mumbai, right? It's at the coastal outskirts of Mumbai. I'm from Mumbai, so I know about it. It's very flourishing in terms of the trade taking place. So this particular shipbuilding sector, and remember it's shipbuilding sector, the ones who are out there to build ships, to maintain ships. Remember, the majority of the world's trade happens via ships. People think it's more to do with planes. No, planes are small, planes are compact, planes are quick. I'm not denying that, but when it comes to the sheer size and volume that trade takes place across the globe, it's the ship, it's the marine sector, it's the shipping industry, right? The shipping and trading industry that dominates the market, a huge market share. So, the companies that are associated with the shipbuilding sector, we are talking about repairing, maintaining, building, discarding, correct? So, there's so many, what you call it, dismembering to for further recycling or reusage purposes. So the entire shipbuilding sector, right, plays a very, very significant role in maintaining, the shipping industry, correct? The ship and trading industry. So coming to the Nifty, the prices had gapped up, right? With all the current sentiments coming in right now, people are like, yes, there is, present that yes, the bulls are still holding, we call this area as a support. It's been mentioned a lot of times, and since it's being the support, the prices are bouncing like a ball, right? When you throw a ball onto the floor, the ball bounces, right? So the ball bounces, and it's been bouncing for once and twice, and it's again come for the third time, correct? Now, coming to some news articles which have been of interest today, which are there is a very interesting article on ZBiz. So Z Business is again one of those prominent news websites which many people use besides India Times, economic times, live mint, so on and so forth. So this particular week from 21st of October to the 24th, right? So 21st to 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 21st to 25th of October, this entire week, there are almost 400 companies which are set to report earnings, all right? So today being Monday, remember, whenever the market opens afresh for the week, right? Whenever it initiates again for the week, there is going to be a lot of sentiment as to remember, as I had mentioned in the previous live streaming sessions, when the market closes on Saturdays and Sundays, right? When the market closes on Friday for the weekend, right? The market is closed on Saturdays and Sundays. That time, it does not mean that everything goes for a standstill. There are conditions, there are transactions, the businesses are still running, the economy is still flourishing, correct? So what I mean to say, that that backlog that happens on the weekend gets pushed onto the new start of the week, Mondays, and that is where it always starts with either a lot of optimism, a lot of pessimism, or sometimes they're just silent. They're like, all right, now it is still little murky. It is still unclear. The waters are not clear. You need to see through. So that is the reason that the way the prices have been they gapped up. Remember, when prices gapped up, that shows that yes, there are a lot of bullish presence. That's the reason. Otherwise, let me go back to TradingView to show you what I'm trying to say. If the prices were not bullish, the prices would have opened where they should have closed for the previous candle. In terms of, let me take this as an example. The market had opened here. Remember, it's a bear candle, so the close will always be below the open, and if it's for a bull candle, the close will always be above the open. So right now we are just looking at this bear candle, all right? So the price opened, the price closed. Now, because for whatever reason at that particular time, it demarks around 3rd of October, right? So 3rd of October, there was so much of bullish sentiment that the prices started to gap down, indicating a lot of bearish pressure. So there was a gap where the last candle closed. For this, we are looking at the daily time frame, right? So the prices gapped down and then created a close which was below the open, indicating it's a bear candle, so on and so forth. So as of now, if you look at today's condition, what has price done? The prices have opened up. So Friday's close has been this, Monday's open has been this. So there has been a gap up, right? So there is some kind of push towards the upside that indicates that yes, there is strength, or there is bullish presence, right? To keep it in simple terms. So the gap up has been by almost 0.4%, right? There are some candles out there which are entirely traded at 0.4 to 0.5%. So a gap up of 0.4% is of significance, correct? So the prices have gapped up, but with all the uncertainty, with all the anticipation that is coming out right now, like I had mentioned, more than 400, so around 425 companies are scheduled to report their financial results in this trading week, right? Starting today, October 21st. Among those companies are Hindustan Liver, SBI Life, Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv, Bank of Baroda, Coal Mine, ICICI Prudential, Godrej, Consumer Products, Godrej Properties, M&M. So as you can see, the list goes on and on. But you see, there are so many heavyweight contenders in this current week where they are expected, to showcase their financial results. So the market has gapped up with with a little bit of bullish presence, indicating that yes, all the IPO, the Hyundai IPO that had been going, everything is settled. The markets have again come back to a state of stability. Slight. I'm saying, remember, when I'm saying about stability, it's always momentarily, right? Currently, as of now. But since this entire week is based on a lot of data that has to be disclosed, and remember, when with these financial results coming out, people are anticipating. People are going to have an opinion, whether they expect it to be bullish, bearish. So there is going to be a lot of uncertainty. We have Mr. Yasin in the house. Good morning, Yasin. A very good morning. And I hope you had a great weekend. And I hope you're having a great morning too. So right from 21st to 25 October, a lot of companies are going to come out. So there has going to be a lot of uncertainty, a lot of anticipation. Now coming to the shipbuilding, right? There was a quick sector analysis that I wanted to show you. I hope everyone is able to look at my screen, right? Perfect. I hope you're not getting bored. I know it's morning, it's the first day of the week, and the first day of the week generally sucks. But that's where I come into place, where I want to make it as interesting, as lively, as fun, right? We don't want to make it very boring. We want to keep it as lively, as interactive. If there are any questions that any of you beautiful people have, please comment down in the chat box so that I am aware that there are certain queries that people are looking on to or looking forward to get their replies, and I will do my best to to reply back to them. Now coming on to the sector analysis, the photographic, the shipbuilding, right? Understand, when we go to certain websites, like I feel Money Control is one of the best websites for understanding an overall gist about how the sector functions, correct? How the sector as a whole. Remember, we are just looking at the entire economy of India to get a good gist whether which sectors have started today on a good note, which sectors have not started, have kind of more, are more static or more stationary, and which sectors are, on on the downfall, not downfall, but which are in a negative sentiment, correct? So as you can see, the photographic products and the shipbuilding industry have been spearheading. They have been. Now whether it is the Nifty or the Sensex, that remains irrelevant for now. We are talking about the economy as a whole, right? Different economies, different sectors functioning collaboratively in the economy to make sure that the economy is thriving and uplifting, correct? Now as you can see my mouse, so here you can see I have clicked on one day, right? One day meaning whatever is happening as of now. So the markets, whether which sector is outperforming, which sector is underperforming. But when I click on to the 1 year to get a gist, remember economies do not flourish or degrade on a daily basis. It is a culmination. It is a collection of factors on a daily basis which keep reoccurring. Correct? How they're flourishing, how they're improving, what are the advancements made, how are they setting, how are they tackling with their setbacks, what are they doing, to make sure that it is the wheel of the economy is, rolling forward and not backward or stationary. So if I click onto the 1 year, the shipbuilding has been at an average performance, appreciation performance of 146.41. So look at those values. Those 146% appreciation. That itself shows the amount of power, labor, capital in terms of making sure that the shipping industry is thriving, the shipping industry is expanding, because with more people coming onto planet Earth, there is so much of consumption going on. There is so much that is required for daily maintenance of us human beings, that the ship industry has to hold the weightage, and the only way that they can combat this is by expanding, coming out, manufacturing with new ships, expanding the fleet so that more trade takes place. There is more frequency of trade in and trade offs, correct? So the shipbuilding industry and the aviation, right? Everything to do with trade, right? Trade and travel and logistics, correct? The diamond and the jewelry and the paper industry, right? I mean, diamond and jewelry, don't want to get into it because then the ladies in the house might go otherwise. But the paper industry definitely, right? I mean, since everything is electronic, we want to reduce the amount of paper consumption. Remember, for us to produce paper, we require trees, correct? In order to use papers, we have to use trees, we have to cut down trees. We do not want that. There has been enough of destruction, right? Planetary destruction of nature, and it is high time that the economies are coming together to take a stand to make sure that they can reduce the carbon footprint. So people want to focus on going digital, correct? So that is one of the major reasons where the paper industry is taking a setback. Sophia is writing, dare not enter today. I still have my position. Interesting, Sophia. Right. Dare not enter today. Right now, as of now, correct. You are absolutely correct. This is not the right time to enter. This is the right time to analyze. Just get ready with all the tradings and the analysis that we are here to provide you so that you can get a better gist of what is happening overall, so then we can decide what to do later. So the Nifty, as you can see, gapped up and the prices have been having a bearish sentiment. But nonetheless, based from technical point of view, this is what the price is shown. Similarly on the Sensex, right? Since Nifty are the top 50 blue chip companies performing on the National Stock Exchange, the Sensex are the top 30 companies performing on the Bombay Stock Exchange, correct? As you can see, it has a very similar picture, right? A brother and a sister. The National Stock Exchange is more like the big brother, and the Bombay Stock Exchange is more like the small brother or the little sister, right? So wherever the big brother goes, the little sister follows. There are times when the little sister tries to drift apart, and the big brother has to come, to support it too. Very similar pictures on both the Nifty and the Sensex, correct? Prices had gapped up. Let me just make sure people are on the same page of my explanation, right? This has been Friday, so the Friday's close has been here. The prices on Friday had gapped down, remember? Had gapped down to close up, but today being Monday, prices have gapped up. But as of now, right, it is still 9:30 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11:30. It's been almost two hours approximately, and now it entered. There was a flush of bullish sentiment, positive optimism with, as I'd mentioned on the article shown before, with more than 400 companies yet or to let out their financial statements, right? It's going to happen in this week from the 21st to the 25th, and a lot of blue chip companies are on the list, right? Everyone is anticipating what are the financial results going to be, for this particular period. So a lot of anticipation means a lot of people are just deciding, all right, we need to wait, we need to make sure. Sophia writes, I still have my position. I'm full. All right, Sophia, we'll get into it. I am pretty sure you might be talking about Black Box and April. We will get into it. We will have a quick look into it. First and foremost, let's just have a quick finish at this, right? So the Nifty and the Sensex, right? Both gapped up, but currently, as of now, they're having bearish sentiment. There has been a lot of movement of price when I'm talking, sorry, not price, but capital, right? There has been a lot of movement of capital, the foreign investments, right? The foreign investment institutions or investors, they have been apparently parking out their money from the Indian economy, and currently there are speculations that they have been parking it into the Chinese markets, into the Southeast Asian markets, based on stable conditions or better returns as of now. So that gives the domestic investment investors, the people right now in the economy, inside the country's economy, they gives them a chance to boost their positions, correct? Remember, because the markets also have a market value, a market cap. You cannot keep flooding in the markets unlimited. There has to be, market needs a buyer and a seller. You cannot just keep pumping into the markets if there are no sellers, or you cannot keep tanking the markets if there are no buyers, right? There has to be a balance. So as of now, with the foreign investment institutions parking out their money, the domestic investment institutions have had an upper hand in terms of building their positions, because the people living in the country have the best analysis, have the best idea of what currently the economy is doing. And definitely, if I'm an Indian, I would love to invest in Indian shares, right? Because I believe India to grow, I believe India to prosper, correct? So I would want to be a part of the bandwagon, to economic flourishing. So that is currently what has been happening with the FIIs and the DIIs. FII stand for Foreign Investment Institutions or investors in simple terms, and DII stands for Domestic Institution Investors or institutions. Correct? I was talking about shipbuilding industry. We were talking about Mazgao, right? So Mazgao is basically a ship building, ship servicing sector or a big company on the outskirts of Mumbai. I would. It's good to know, right, what it is and what exactly is Mazgao. So let us type and see. The ticker symbol for Mazgao is Mazdoc, right? Mazdock, Mazgao Shipbuilders Limited. So right now, as you can see, Mazgao Shipbuilding Limited (MDL), right, from Mumbai, established in 1770. It's a very old and prominent shipyard company in India. Initially a small dry dock, and MDL has evolved into a renowned shipbuilding company. It has constructed more than 801 vessels. That's a pretty big number. And the prices. This is just a quick glance at what the line charts are trying to show. Some of the pros of the company. The company has reduced debt. The company is almost debt free. It's very important, and it's a very important piece of information that when the company is on path to reducing its debt or on path to becoming debt free, it is a very positive piece of information because the company just shows that yes, the amount of money that was borrowed from in terms of debt for servicing the company, for expanding the company, for uplifting the company, the business is able to get performance, out of it. The business has been able to generate wealth. The business has been able to generate money, right? Cash, money has been able to generate, and dependency on external investors has reduced. So that is a very positive point, right? The company has delivered a good profit growth of around 29.4 CAGR over the last 5 years, which is very decent compared to in terms of performance of the mutual funds and even the indexes for that matter. Company has a good return on equity track record of 27 for 3 years. Again, impressive. The company has been maintaining a healthy dividend payout. One of the best parts about people who love to invest in stocks or shares is when they get dividends, right? It's the cherry on top of the cake. When you have invested in a company that is performing so well, on top of that, they give you dividends, right? Dividends are basically systematically planned bonuses given to investors for as a form of goodwill, for trusting the company, for believing in the company and investing. So those are what dividends are. The cons, the negative aspect for these are the stock is trading at 15.3 times its book value. My goodness. But I had already mentioned when a company starts to perform well, prominently well, and has been performing over the last years, over the last decades, the price of the share eventually has to become expensive, right? You can never get something that was cheap around 10 years back to be at the same price it was today. For example, we are talking about an apple. Maybe an apple would be costing maybe around 5 rupees, right? 10 years back. That same apple today will cost a minimum of 150 rupees, correct? You cannot, because everyone likes apple, everyone wants apple. The demand for apple will never fall down. So when such scenarios take place, but the only time when such a thing can happen is when no one starts to eat apple and everyone is like, okay, we hate apple, and then the prices might fall back. But for something that has been in demand, for a company that has been performing, has been showcasing its potential, and has established its name on the world in terms of the shipbuilding industry, as we are talking about Mazgao, right? So the price of the share is going to be expensive. Contingent. All right, let's see. Contingent liabilities of 37, but this is all right since we are already focusing on the company working towards becoming debt free. So that is fine. Now, coming to the financial data, right? In terms of looking at the last couple of months, The values have been appreciating, right? Sales have increased, expensive has reduced, increased, reduced. So they have been trying to be plus or minus around the same level. Operating profit at 642 compared to the last couple of quarters, right? 524, 539, currently at 642, has appreciated in terms of its operating profit, correct? Profit before tax at 889. Previous quarters have been at 849, 786. So the prices have been appreciated. These are all positive values that have come up. You can all go through this website. It's called screener.in. I might be just reading out, but many of you might still have doubts or would want clarifications in terms of, okay, we want to know more about it. So you can go to www.screener.in. You can type in the ticker symbol. Here is on the top right hand corner. You can type the ticker symbol as I had typed, and I will just show it to you again. Mazgao. Either you type it, you can type the entire name of the company, which is Mazgao, or since it's already open, it will not come over here. Or you can just type the ticker symbol, which is MAZDOCK. So you'll have a lot of data coming in. Now coming onto the charts, right? If you look at the chart, and it's a pretty interesting chart from a technical analysis point of view, when the price, we are still on the daily time frame, Mazgao on the daily time frame, the prices have been clearly bullish, right? You can see this clear movement of price. The more I zoom out, the more we zoom out, the more big of the larger the picture that we can analyze, that we can study, right? Look at it from its time of inception. Remember, the company has been functioning for almost from the 1700s, right? The early 18th century. So with the price at almost at zero, almost at 200 rupees, almost going down to 130. Right now, price is at 4,750. The prices have been correcting, and there has been a strong retracement or a correction. So let me use my path to give you a very visual depiction, correct? So the prices have been going up and down and have skyrocketed. They have reached to a level of 5800 rupees, right? 585-ish, 5850-ish. The prices have started to correct themselves over here, creating lower highs and lower lows. But with every correction comes an opportunity to join the bandwagon. Remember, when stocks are performing well, when they are giving you the desired results, when they are showcasing what they do, what they talk, they do, correct? They just don't talk, they perform. When they perform, and when you see the financial data is coming out, and when you can see that this particular industry is flourishing, why wouldn't someone want to join on the bandwagon, correct? The bandwagon basically refers to the horde, right? The crowd of people who want to go with the flow, right? It's like a bus, correct? If you know that the bus is going to go in the positive direction, why not jump onto it, right? Everyone wants to make money. Remember, it's very important. Now coming to the current market understanding, right? The current market analysis, the price from creating the first low, right? Had created low lows. Remember, the prices have been creating a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. So it's a bearish movement, correct? Now, on the onset of the first bull movement, remember when prices are being going low, high, correct? Now the first higher high has been created, and that is where sentiment has shifted, right? When prices have been going lower, the overall picture for this particular stock has been bullish, correct? With the recent correction of coming down, correcting themselves, and eventually again picking up. So the moment prices have started to create a clear movement on the price chart. Remember, I'm talking from a technical point of view. So from a technical point of view, it is very important to understand that once a pivot high or a pivot low gets taken out, the sentiment shifts, right? People who were wanting to sell, people who are wanting to sell are now planning to either square off their positions or want to go with the flow, right? So Mr. Lee was asking, I'm just waiting for today's trading strategy. You never know, Mr. Lee, this might be one of your geek trading strategy for today, right? Because there is potential when certain sectors are outperforming. I had given you an entire understanding and entire analysis of when the financial data collaborate or match with the technicals, correct? They combine together to give you certain, golden eggs of opportunity to enter with clear movement of price correcting themselves right all the way from July 2024. Right now it's October. So in these number of months with the corrections taking place, and these corrections have been mainly based on what they have been based on the correction. The prices correcting themselves has been based on geopolitical factors, correct? I'm sure you all have been aware of the geopolitical unrest going on the East Asia side as well as on West Asia side, even with Russia, Ukraine. So there has been a lot of uncertainty going on with a lot of uncertainty around very, very, very important trade routes. I'm talking about the Suez Canal, right? The canal that cuts through Egypt, right, to go towards the Mediterranean, Central Europe. So, with the Yemenis and the uncertainty with the US, the Americans, the Yemenis, Israel, Palestine, Iran. So there has been a lot of blockage or a lot of targeting of ships, and that is one of the reasons where you had these kind of corrections coming up, because with when ships are targeted, when trade gets affected, right, the shipping industry ultimately gets affected too. Less ships are out there, less money is being made, a lot of pressure has been put on the shipbuilding industry. So that could be one of the reasons why you had this kind of correction taking place. But nonetheless, as you can see, based from a technical point of view, prices have created from the last lower high and a lower low. So from the last movement, from a technical point of view, correct? Sophia writes want to come in. Yes, this could be a trade opportunity, but right now we are waiting for the setup has been established, but the entry has not yet established. So we will get into it. We will talk more about it. With the correction phase right now in progress, correct? The prices had from bullish sentiment, from bullishness, the prices have started to turn bearish, right? With the onset of lower highs, lower lows, right? Now that the first higher high is created, Sophia writes, do we go straight in or what? No, Sophia, we do not go straight in. We wait for price to retrace. We want price to retrace. To we remember, you will never try to buy a product when it is too expensive. You want to buy a product or a stock or any particular commodity, any good, any service on planet Earth is always best to be bought when you get at a discount, because the more expensive, the more further price travels away, the less the more risk you are prone to, because you are entering at the highest price possible. We are smart, correct? We do not just enter for the heck of entering. So we would prefer and wait, let the prices correct. So let me just draw it from an annotation point of view so people can understand. Remember, I'm very much into using drawings, correct? Because I love using drawings. I like to make it as visual as possible. I'm not a person who's more into number crunching and Excel sheets. I'm more into using depictions, using illustration, because who doesn't love to use illustration? I love to use it, correct? So this thing continues. We have prices creating these lows and lower lows and so on and so forth. But as you can see, with the first higher high being created, hello, Mr. Sagar. Thank you so much for your kind words. I'm trying my best to make it as interactive, as easy to understand, correct? I'm trying to connect the financial data, the financial statement data, and the technicality aspect of charting and combining together to give you, the best of both worlds, correct? We just don't follow based on one aspect or the other. We followed on both. Correct. That's how we dab, right? We dab. Now, since price has created the first higher high, correct? Well clear sign, and from a technical perspective it is called as a breakout, correct? When prices take out a previous level, right, from the lower highs, lower lows, the first higher high. I hope everyone can see it. Let me just put a circle so people are aware of this, right? When the first higher high is created, we want price to retrace, to correct itself, and we preferably, based from a technical point of view, we want to enter on the neckline or the area of the breakout. So let me just write it out. It's a breakout area, correct? So these breakout areas are interesting areas of interest for traders like us, traders like me and you know, where we want to enter to go with the flow of the swing. Remember, it's like we want to go with the smart money, the money that is, you know, responsible for moving billions of dollars in and out of markets, correct? The market can go only in three directions, correct? It can go up, or we call it as bullish. It can go down, that we call as bearish, or it can go sideways. So as Sophia had been asking, should we enter right now or should we wait? Sophia, we need to wait, and this has been the reason. So right now, wherever prices, currently price is at 4692. We would preferably want price to come lower. We want prices to correct. I had given you the analogy of not buying at expensive prices, because people who do not know how the financial markets work are the ones who, you know, enter at the worst prices possible. We want to enter at the best price, the prices that are discounted for us, right? Remember, smart money, right? Money that is smart, money that is moving. Yes, Sophia, we wait. We wait for prices to come around 4500. So let me write it here. Wait around 4500 area to go long. It's an area, again, remember, it will never be a line. It will always be an area of interest. And the reason I've written 4500, because it's a round number. We human beings love round numbers. We like numbers which are, you know, correct, like wholesome. It's like we like numbers which are like 1000, 2000, 1500, sometimes even 1250. But if I give you a number of maybe 1121, you are like, okay, what, this number doesn't resonate, correct? But if I give you 1500, you're like, yes, good, it sounds good, right? So the area, wait around 4500. You can see my cursor right here. Around this area where the neckline, from where prices had broken out, we expect prices to come around. If prices come back to that area, we expect to jump on the bandwagon and then ride it up, correct? So you see how I'm trying to connect the dots. It all starts from looking at this sector. I hope you all have your fluids next to you. Make sure you're drinking it, because if you know, it's very important for our people. And there has been a survey or a research carried out, and they say that the amount of water that people should be having, you know, people have way less below that. People think that only when they feel thirsty that they should be having water. That is completely wrong. You need to have more fluids. You need to have between 2 to 3 liters of water per day. So that can be broken down into 6 to 7 glasses, right? So make sure you have your fluids on point, right? It could be water, it could be tea, like green tea, right? I'm not advocating about coffee or karak chai. We want something that is, you know, plain or majorly water based, correct? So I hope this has been a good point of analysis for you to understand in terms of how we connect the dots. We always try to start from looking at the index. It's very important to understand. We had started the day looking at the index, where the prices had gapped up, down. Is there a bullish sentiment, or is there a bearish sentiment? Then we'll come on to the sectors. It's very important to understand the index is a whole culmination of the economy with the top 50 companies performing, right? They're not just 50 companies, there are thousands and thousands of companies, correct? But we use the top 50 companies as a barometer, as an indicator to understand how well or how bad the economy is performing, right? And then we decide whether we come to the individual sectors. Certain sectors are outperforming, certain sectors are underperforming. Then we come to the sectors and which companies are performing well in the sector. We try to understand. Once we get the data and we are able to resonate, they have strong credentials, the management is good, the company has been outperforming, the company has been strong on its numbers. Then we come to the technicals, and then we analyze on the technicality aspect whether are we getting the direction that we want to go with, correct? If the numbers might be strong but the technicalities are not showing clear direction or depiction, then it kind of becomes a little obscure, it gets undecisive. So we want to connect as many dots as possible and then go with the flow. Sophia is asking, still 10% position. Why not? Why not, Sophia? I mean, when the fundamentals and the technicals combine together, and when you get the best of both worlds, you should, right? So you can go at 10%, right? 10%. Now, coming on to certain, remember, there are companies out there in this particular week, and it is, remember, like, not all weeks you're going to have companies coming out with their financial data. This week it's more than 400. So there is going to be a lot of anticipation, a lot of emotions coming into the markets. People are going to be optimistic, pessimistic. People are going to have their own opinions as to, okay, this has been happening, so we can expect this. Then there are going to be another set of people who are going to be like, no, now that is happening, so this is going to happen. So let the charts show, right? That is what we always use. Quick view on the Nifty and the and the Sensing. People, including me, we get sometimes confused. Like we used NSE, BSE, Nifty, and Sensex interchangeably. It's very easy to understand. See, the NSE and the BSE are the bodies, right? They are the financial bodies, institutions, and these institutions are responsible for accumulating, analyzing, and charting the data. And the stocks, the indices that you see on the chart, they are only Nifty and Sensex, right? Nifty 50 and the BSE 30, correct? Which is the Sensex. There are many companies out there which have been, they have been on a greener note. They have been on a bullish note in terms of with the up. Remember when I was talking about when the prices gapped up? So the market, the sentiment, the sectors were performing were on to the bullish sentiment with the uncertainty coming out for in terms of news events, in terms of the financial data, in terms of the anticipation of the companies, which are going to project their financial statements, right, for this particular quarter. That is where people are getting little bit skimmish, little bit skeptical in terms of, all right, should we enter, should we wait, should we decide what to do? Please do use Money Control and LifeMint. I do preferably like these two websites because they really showcase in a very graphical position in terms of not graphical but visual representation of data, which makes it easy for us to understand. Always keep a point in mind. We have sector analysis and then you have industry, right? Sectors are the major sectors and industries are the companies within that particular sector, right from 1 day to 1 month to quarterly, approximately to semi-annually to yearly. With all these, it is very important and very vital for us to connect the dots. The more dots are connected, the more clearer the picture we get. The more clearer the picture we get, the more decisive we are in terms of what to do, either to take a trade, to close or square off a trade, or to do nothing, to stand on the sidelines, correct? Top performing sectors and top underperforming sectors. The banks, definitely, we had certain trades. We'll get back to or actually, let us talk more about it. For the trade ideas that has been given last week, right? It is very important for all you beautiful people to understand that trading is not taking a trade on a single stock or a commodity or a forex pair and making money. Trading is a long term journey. It's like a business. You can never start a business on day one and expect it to kill the markets on day two. It takes years of hard work. It takes years of dedication. It takes years of blood, sweat, tears, to get the build to build the foundations of your business, to get it running, to generate momentum, and then start getting recognized in the markets and building a brand for yourself. So when people are like, Harsh, we made this much money on this trade, it is very good, but you really have to understand it is a culmination of trades taken on a regular basis. It might not be daily. Please understand, we don't enter the markets every day. We enter markets when there are favorable scenarios, when the conditions suitable to us based on our trading psychology, aligns with what the markets are showing, right? So I'm pretty much sure Sophia has been one of those lucky people, and not just lucky. Remember, there are two kinds of people: people who are able to listen but they do not take action. Okay, so there are two sets of people. One is people who listen to everything that is being said but they do not take action, and then you have another set of people who listen to what is being said, they put their brains into it, they think for themselves, they do their own homework, they do their own due diligence, and then they take a decision, they take action on the decision. And Sophia has been one of them because she has been with us on the bandwagon from the place we had, given you a hot stock to enter for black box, all right, which is listed on the NSE. The area given as the hot stock, it was last week. The area to enter was around 475 to 480. All right. And look, the way prices had gapped up. So you have been making, correct, money, very good money. Remember, we even decide to close trades when they hit 5%. We want consistent, regular profits coming in. Like I will show you in the next couple of minutes, our hot stock, our results for the hot stocks, which we have been sharing with you beautiful people for the last 3 weeks, almost a month, has been phenomenal, where people who make just around maybe 12 to 25% a year on certain financial instruments here at Dolphin Markets, we have been able to generate around 87%. All right, now 87% is not a small thing at all, it is massive, it is substantial. So Sophia writes the stock went out on Friday, right? Sophia had basically closed her positions on Friday, but nonetheless, look at the way prices have gone. Yes, there is bearish sentiment as of now, but in terms of where we had given you an entry to where prices have gone, right? Is it now? There's another question that I get asked about. Harsh, if you have mentioned price to go till target one, should we always wait for prices to go till target one? I'm saying that it is up to you. Remember, we are giving you areas of interest where we expect prices. Remember, we are not God, right? We are analysts, we are traders, we can only speculate. There is a huge difference between expecting, speculating, and gambling, right? We do not say that we know that prices will go to that particular level, but we say there is probability, there is high probability for price to, initiate, to start, to make us, to enter at a particular price, and we expect prices. We speculate that prices have bullishness, have bullish sentiment, and prices will appreciate or depreciate for other products, such as forex and commodities, where you can even short before going long, correct? And the other one was, I guess, Naprol. Let us quickly have a quick look at Naprol. Again, Lee is in that chat box house. Say hi. With Lee, I mean, every time I love the way he comes up with these, with that peculiar emoticon or emoji, which is like, it's like how The Rock does, like, yeah, who's cooking, correct? It's like, and I'm still trying to understand what that means, but I like it. It's nice, right? At least he's being interactive, and that is what I appreciate. This was an area of interest that we had given on Naprol. Yes, prices have been playing around, but are you making money on Naprol also? Yes, you are. Remember, we try to connect the dots, we try to use the fundamentals and the technicals and try to culminate together to connect as many dots as possible to give you with these kind of trades. Let me quickly show you, and it is very vital for all you beautiful people to understand that when it comes to certain let me open the Excel, correct? I hope everyone can see the Excel. If not, please do so. And if yes, then good. A big thumbs up, correct? This is a clear snapshot. This is a snapshot, right? For some technical reason, we are not able to use and show you the interactive Excel sheets, but nonetheless, this piece of information is also very vital. Now, with trades being these all have been discussed or provided right to this particular live streaming session, as in the live streaming sessions that the one and only Harsh takes over here, correct? So, with these hot stocks given out, it is your duty also, to keep a track of what is happening, how a stock's performing. I will be there and I will try my best, to always keep you updated with which stocks are running, which stocks need to be managed, which stocks need to be squared off, and but still, as being a lovely member of this beautiful live streaming session, it is very important that we work together, right? We need to coexist. You need to let me know, there might be certain things that I might be talking about, but I might have overskipped or would have, it would have come up from my mind. It would not be in my span of attention to understand or recollect that we had talked about something previously that was, needed to be discussed today. So certain scenarios, certain instances where if you feel that there was something important and for some reason maybe I was not, focusing on it, it would be very kind of you if you could just, reiterate to me so that I could, realize and understand that yes, we had something that was discussed yesterday or in the previous sessions and had to be discussed today. So as you can see, starting from 18th of September, right? Today is 21st of October, exactly a month and a couple of days, right? A couple of days beyond. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There have been two more couple of trades which have been missing, but nonetheless, these have been certain trades, correct? Now, these certain trade ideas, which are called as hot stocks, we have given you the entry price. We have even given you the first target and we have given you the second target. We have even mentioned a 5% profit level in terms of the move. The moment price moves 5% in our preferred direction, we are giving you to decide to take a call whether you want to close and grab the 5% or do you want to go ahead and make more money, right? So that is why we give you various targets, right? It is not that we are just looking at maybe just an area, or we are like Harsh is telling you to exit at one particular area, so you have to exit. No, we are giving you a range, correct? Now these ranges are important because they tend to decide whether what has to be decided on, what has to be done, correct? So you have your entry price, you have your 5% target where we give you a call in advance. All right, it's like more of a an alarm or a reminder that yes, prices are moving in our direction. We are making money. Should we decide to take a call to close partially, close completely, let the trades run to target one, target two? Remember, we can only provide you with certain analysis, correct? We are providing with the stock options, with the opportunities to jump onto the bandwagon to make money. But where will trade run to? How far will it run to? We can give you estimates, but the ultimate decision to close or to let prices run will be in your hands, correct? It will be in the hands of you beautiful people. So with around 14 to 15 trades, right? With the amount of movement, prices have been going in our preferred direction. We have been able to generate, let me just write it, because sometimes people think no, it is like it is not possible, or no, it might, there is something maybe fishy. There is nothing fishy. These trades have been given previously, in the last week, in the last couple of weeks, from the last month onwards. Certain days, certain stocks, certain entries, and certain exits, right? So let me just reiterate to you, and it is of vital importance because we are talking about a percentage that very, very, very few people can understand. Remember, it's this much. It's 87% profitability. All right, in a span of, or during a time period of 1 month, right? One, oops. So this is a pretty significant number. Let me show it to you on TradingView. This is what I'm trying to get to your attention. We do our due diligence. We do our part. We do our part of analysis. We do our part of explaining the reasons. Every day we have these sessions where we come alive. We come to discuss with like-minded people like you. Remember, for people who are being associated with us at Dolphin Markets, we want to make sure that we are trying our best to give you the right set of services, right? The right set of services that are necessary to flourish. We do not just want you to jump onto our our brokerage services, just because it's another brokerage in the vast sea of brokerages. No, we want to provide you with our goodwill services. People who can make money from the time they join instantly. Remember, there are many people out there who have a lot of cash, a lot of funds, a lot of capital out there, but they still are not able to understand what needs to do, who are the right set of people, are the people genuine, are they authentic, correct? So it is very, very, very important to understand that these things are taken into consideration. We might have winners, we might have losers, but eventually, during a period, right? It's not a trade or two trades or three trades. You get it? These are trades that have been taken almost since the last month on a consistent, regular basis. Whenever the markets have shown favorability, right? When the markets have shown that consistent, or they have given you, they're called as nuggets, correct? So when these nuggets are formed, nuggets are basically golden eggs that we want, right? Who doesn't like golden eggs? These are money making opportunities, and those money making opportunities on a regular basis, based on the market scenarios, right? It's not that we're going to have a golden egg every day, but when we do, we want to make sure it's the best. So in a span of 1 month, right, almost from 19th of September to 21st of October, in a span of almost 1 month, when someone has been able to generate 87 profitability with proof. All right, these are not trades that have been predated and been, okay, we just draw lines and we put levels and this is where we exit. No, these have been discussed, right? So that is the main reason where I want, me being a trader and an analyst myself, I want you beautiful people to keep attending these live webinars. It is very important to understand that the more you attend, some people might be like, Harsh, but you're going to talk about the same thing again every day. Remember, there is so much of dynamism happening in the market. The markets are bullish, bearish, scared. There is pessimism, optimism. The markets are vibrant, right? And that is why it's very important to stay tuned, to these live webinars. Remember, the live webinars happen from Monday till Friday. That too, on a daily basis, we have three live webinars that are done by me, correct? The first two live webinars are basically focused on me, letting you beautiful people know what exactly the markets are currently doing. What are the market conditions, currently happening, currently occurring as we talk. And the third live session is more towards, because the markets have been closed. So it's more about talking about, the financial aspect. That is where I specialize in. I am a financial trader, who's mainly specializing in supply and demand, chart patterns, technical indicators, so on and so forth. So during that time, I, get to be my authentic self in terms of talking, in terms of explaining to the best of my capability the reason, how to read charts, what to look for, how to perform, what has to be done, what does not have to be looked upon, so on and so forth. Correct. So I hope you all have been able to get the gist or get the understanding of how uh, profitable, correct, how strong these profitable ratios have been, correct. 87% in the last span of 1 month compared to any other financial product, I mean, or financial instrument out there. Remember, we want to be consistent. It's not just about, okay, we did well. It has to be on a regular basis. And I'm very much sure that you beautiful people, whenever these hot stocks are, you know, are given to you, are provided to you, it is very important you make sure you take the screenshots. Remember, for any typical hot stock that I would be discussing upon, correct? I will always come with a snapshot such as this, where you will have your entry, you will have your target, and you will have your target too, correct? So it is very important. Now, even when we were talking about, so just make sure that you are able to take a screenshot. It is very simple. All you have, for people who are getting stuck or people who do not know how to take a screenshot, all you have to do is go to the icon above. I hope you can see there is an icon. I can just zoom out a little bit to show you. Here, this icon, the icon at the corner, right? It has the shape of a camera. So go to the icon above and click on that, and you can either download the image or you can copy the image and you can paste it maybe to WhatsApp or to a Word document or to another WPS Word document. The choices are unlimited, correct? So once you take this snapshot, you can then maintain an Excel sheet. We can also provide you later, but it is better for even you beautiful people to get into the hang of maintaining your own Excel sheet, because you are your own best judge, right? I might do a lot of talking, I might get in a lot of enthusiasm, I might show you the best of the best possibilities, but if you do not believe deep within yourself that yes, what he says is true, or whatever is discussed in terms of data, in terms of trade ideas, in terms of targets and entries, if you do not put in the hard work and if you do not maintain your own sheet, Excel sheet, it becomes quite unobvious, right? You will not start to generate trust, right? So I hope that this is a piece of information that is very vital to you. You will be getting screenshots, correct? I mean, screenshots are the best visual forms of depiction for people to see what is happening on the charts. But at the same time, you can maintain an Excel sheet and you can decide what has to be done. Now, as we were talking about Naprol, right? Naprol was one of those trade ideas which had been given, and prices had already touched 5%. All right, prices had moved 5% in our favor. Remember, this is today's scan. Let me go quickly to the lower time frames, such as 1 hour. It's very important, and we had even informed our beautiful clients and people who had onboarded with us, when prices shift by 5%, they were meant to be closed. Now again, we give you areas of interest where you can close, where you can decide to close. So we had predated already when prices have reached to 5% is when you have to start closing this particular hot stock. All right, which hot stock we are talking about? We are talking about Naprol. All right. So I hope it's been a good session for you. Very important. Remember, I'm going to be here every day for 5 days, Monday to Friday. It's very important for me to keep you hooked onto this session. I'm not just talking for the heck of talking. I want to educate. I want to provide as much of good service. I want to develop a good will over here. We are Dolphin Markets, though we are new players in the brokerage industry, we want to make sure that we are giving clients what they want. We are not just providing you with a brokerage service, we are providing you with analysis. We are providing you with hot stocks, trading opportunities. We are providing you with trading education, technical trading education. It's very important to understand that yes, this requires a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of consistency, right? A lot of energy goes into it. I hope you all can see that, I'm talking a lot. I am putting in the energy. So it is the duty of you beautiful people to make sure that you keep attending these live webinars, keep attending them, learn from these live webinar sessions, share it to your friends, family members, associates, close friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, whoever they are. Make them more informed. This will help you take more better educated decisions when it comes to the financial industry. So a quick recap of what we were talking about. There's an entire live streaming session. The markets had gapped up. For people who are still getting confused which ticker symbol, let me get the watermark. So this is the Nifty 50. The prices had gapped up, all right, 9:30 Indian Standard Time, 9:15 Indian Standard Time. The prices had gapped up, but now currently they are having bearish sentiment. The bearish sentiment right now is because of the anticipation of more than 425 companies out there which are yet to disclose out their financial statements, their financial data, right? So people enter in with the anticipation of so many companies out there who are going to put out their financial data in this week. There is still a little bit of pessimism because people want to be aware of what will happen before they can start to join on the bandwagon. And we had discussed about Mazgaon, right? Mazgaon shipbuilding. So this Mazgaon shipbuilding stock has been of quite a lot of interest, where I had completely shown you based on connecting all the dots from the financial data to the technical data, with the technicality giving you a confirmation of price creating a higher high, so that we can enter on the retracement at around 4,500 area. So I hope this has been a great session for you all. I'm very much sure that every one of you has learned some information or the other, if not all. Don't worry, I'm going to be here every day. Remember what I say, when Harsh is here, there's nothing to fear, correct? When Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear. I want to make sure that I can hold your hand and take you across on this journey of learning the financial markets, learning technical trading, and making money with hot stocks as well. So I hope you all have a great continuation to the morning. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a great start to the morning. And I hope you will have a better, with the day running on, I hope everything turns out to be the best for you. And until next time for the next live webinar session, until we meet again. All right. Till that time, take care and have a great day. Bye.